The mansion stood at the end of a quiet, tree-lined cul-de-sac, a monument to suburban luxury with its polished facade and manicured lawn. Its stone walls, bathed in the soft light of dawn, betrayed nothing of the horrors that lay within. This seemingly serene residence was the backdrop for a shocking crime of love, betrayal, and murder that has since gripped true crime enthusiasts worldwide. In early 2023, the quiet life in Fairfax County, Virginia, was shattered when 24-year-old Brazilian au pair, Juliana Magalhaes, became entangled in a love triangle double homicide. As details emerge, the plot reveals a steamy affair, a fetish encounter gone wrong, and a sinister plan that reads like a crime thriller. In a desperate email to her mother from behind bars, Magalhaes expressed her frustration and misery. "I am tired of this place, this situation," she wrote from the Fairfax County Jail. "I just want to get out of here and go back home to be with you guys." These emotional words provide a glimpse into her mental state as she awaits trial, charged with fatally shooting Joseph Ryan, a stranger involved in a brutal encounter with her employer's wife, Christine Banfield. The case began to unfold on February 24, 2023, when Ryan, reportedly lured through an online fetish website, was summoned to the upscale Banfield home. Prosecutors allege that Magalhaes, who had been having an affair with Christine's husband, Brendan Banfield, was part of a twisted plot to set up this encounter. The incident began with the au pair leaving the house early to take the Banfield's young child to the zoo. However, she returned unexpectedly, claiming to have forgotten their lunches. Around the same time, Brendan left the house and waited in a nearby McDonald's parking lot. According to authorities, Magalhaes called Brendan at 7:37 a.m., and they both re-entered the house shortly afterward. Inside the mansion, chaos ensued. According to Magalhaes' account, she and Brendan found Ryan attacking a defenseless, naked Christine. Brendan, a trained federal law enforcement officer, fired his service revolver, but failed to stop Ryan immediately. In a shocking twist, Magalhaes then retrieved a second firearm hidden in the house and delivered the fatal shots that ended Ryan's life. The subsequent 10 minutes were marked by confusion as the pair waited before finally calling 911, raising suspicions of a cover-up. The police described the crime scene as appalling, but the immediate aftermath left more questions than answers. Deputy Commonwealth Attorney Kelsey Gill argued, "That is not what a person in that situation would do unless they were trying to cover something up." The delay in contacting authorities became a focal point for the prosecution's case. Despite his presence during the incident, Brendan has not been charged for his wife's death and has invoked the Fifth Amendment, adding another layer of intrigue to the unfolding drama. At the heart of this tragedy is a perplexing web of motives and intentions. Magalhaes claims she acted in self-defense to protect Christine. However, prosecutors argue it was a premeditated scheme to lure Ryan into a violent confrontation, orchestrated by Magalhaes and Brendan. Ryan was allegedly baited through a fetish dating app profile named Anastasia9. Authorities suspect that Christine was unaware of this profile, further pointing toward a conspiracy against her. Magalhaes' behavior leading up to the incident has also come under scrutiny. Why did she leave for the zoo, only to return shortly afterward? Why did Brendan wait at a McDonald's parking lot nearby? Investigators speculate these actions were part of a calculated setup to stage a deadly encounter. As the investigation deepened, more disturbing details surfaced. After the murder, Magalhaes and Brendan's relationship became more blatant. She moved into the master bedroom, where her clothes and personal items replaced Christine's. A framed photo of the couple was found on the nightstand, suggesting they openly lived as partners shortly after Christine's death. Prosecutors also revealed that Brendan had practiced shooting at a gun range with Magalhaes 2 months before the incident, and had purchased a firearm, later used in the shooting of Ryan. The twist in this already convoluted tale came when Brendan was arrested in September 2024, nearly a year after Magalhaes had been charged with second-degree murder in Ryan's death.
A new arrest in connection with a double murder in Virginia. Brendan Banfield is now charged in connection with the murders of his wife, Christine, and a man named Joseph Ryan last February. Prosecutors claim someone posing as Christine lured Ryan to the family home using a fetish website. Banfield had claimed that he and the family's au pair had shot Ryan after they found him attacking Christine. But police say evidence suggests Banfield and the au pair were having an affair.
This much is clear. We have evidence to now allege that Christine Banfield's life was unlawfully taken and Joseph Ryan's life was unlawfully taken.
The au pair was arrested last year in connection with Ryan's death. Her trial is in November.
A grand jury indicted him on charges of aggravated murder for both Christine and Ryan's deaths, as well as for using a firearm in the commission of a felony. This marked a significant turning point in the investigation, pointing to the possibility of a premeditated murder plot. In the months leading up to Brendan's indictment, public opinion was divided. Was this a spontaneous act of violence or a carefully orchestrated crime? Investigators leaned toward the latter. The affair between Brendan and the young au pair had begun months prior, seemingly becoming the catalyst for the gruesome events. Magalhaes' claim of self-defense is now in question, as prosecutors suggest a more sinister narrative. During court proceedings, inconsistencies in Magalhaes' account were highlighted. Why did Brendan, a trained law enforcement officer, not shoot Ryan sooner if his wife was in immediate danger? Why use a second firearm and delay calling for help? These actions, prosecutors argue, indicate a deliberate cover-up rather than a spontaneous response to an intruder. Ryan's role in this incident remains one of the more bizarre elements. Known by acquaintances as non-violent, he was apparently lured into the Banfield residence via a sexual fetish website. The profile, Anastasia 9, featured a petite woman in a one-piece bathing suit. Investigators have not been able to confirm who created the profile, but they have ruled out Christine's involvement. As chilling new details emerge, the affair between Brendan and Magalhaes becomes a crucial component of the case. She was not merely a live-in nanny, she had insinuated herself into the household's dynamics. Shortly after Christine's death, Magalhaes moved into the master bedroom and continued her relationship with Brendan, openly occupying the role of his partner. Now, Brendan faces charges that could result in a life sentence without parole, while Magalhaes awaits her November trial, facing up to 40 years in prison if convicted. Throughout this ordeal, Magalhaes' mother, Marina Perez Souza, maintains her daughter's innocence, believing she was caught in a nightmare situation. The looming trial will determine whether the jury sees Magalhaes as a victim of circumstance or a willing participant in a deadly conspiracy. The identity behind the Anastasia 9 profile on the fetish site remains one of the case's most crucial unanswered questions. Despite exhaustive investigations, authorities have yet to verify who lured Ryan into the house. This, coupled with the delays, the relationship, and the shifting motives, paints a picture of a carefully plotted scheme rather than an accidental tragedy. As investigators piece together the events of that fateful February morning, this sordid tale of betrayal and murder continues to captivate the public's imagination. The story of the Brazilian au pair, the IRS agent, and the fatal love triangle within a suburban mansion is set to become one of the most notorious cases of its kind. Whether it ends in conviction or acquittal, the questions it raises about love, deceit, and human nature are sure to linger long after the final verdict. Another shocking twist came to light when investigators seized the mobile phones of both Brendan Banfield and Juliana Magalhaes. Forensic analysis revealed that several text messages, call logs, and app data had been deleted around the time of the murders, raising immediate suspicions of a cover-up. Even more damning was the discovery that Magalhaes' phone had been manually reset just hours after the crime, wiping critical information that could have shed light on the events leading up to and following the murders. Further digging into the couple's phone records uncovered a startling fact. Both Brendan and Magalhaes had exchanged several encrypted messages in the weeks leading up to February 24th, the day of the murders. Authorities were able to retrieve fragments of these messages, which hinted at a plan, but did not specify the details. Additionally, location data from their phones contradicted their initial statements. Brendan's phone, which he claimed was with him in the McDonald's parking lot, showed movements around the mansion in the critical window of time, suggesting he might have been closer to the crime scene than he admitted. Even more suspicious was the discovery of a burner phone found in the couple's shared bedroom. This phone, hidden away in a drawer, contained no contact names, but had several cryptic messages and calls logged to unknown numbers, one of which matched the date and time of Ryan's visit. Investigators now suspect that this phone may have been used to coordinate the final steps of the plot, adding a layer of premeditation to the crime and casting further doubt on Magalhaes' self-defense claim. Shortly after Christine's death, Magalhaes moved into the master bedroom and continued her relationship with Brendan, openly occupying the role of his partner. Now, Brendan faces charges that could result in a life sentence without parole, while Magalhaes awaits her November trial, facing up to 40 years in prison if convicted. Throughout this ordeal, Magalhaes' mother, Marina Perez Souza, maintains her daughter's innocence, believing she was caught in a nightmare situation. The looming trial will determine whether the jury sees Magalhaes as a victim of circumstance or a willing participant in a deadly conspiracy. The identity behind the Anastasia 9 profile on the fetish site remains one of the case's most crucial unanswered questions. Despite exhaustive investigations, authorities have yet to verify who lured Ryan into the house. This, coupled with the delays, the relationship, and the shifting motives, paints a picture of a carefully plotted scheme rather than an accidental tragedy. As investigators piece together the events of that fateful February morning, this sordid tale of betrayal and murder continues to captivate the public's imagination. The story of the Brazilian au pair, the IRS agent, and the fatal love triangle within a suburban mansion is set to become one of the most notorious cases of its kind. Whether it ends in conviction or acquittal, the questions it raises about love, deceit, and human nature are sure to linger long after the final verdict. As the pieces of this chilling puzzle fall into place, one thing is clear. This is far from a simple case of self-defense. With hidden affairs, encrypted messages, and manipulated evidence, the mansion that once symbolized suburban perfection now stands as a monument to deceit and treachery. As Juliana Magalhaes and Brendan Banfield await their trials, the questions of motive, conspiracy, and the true sequence of events loom large. It's a story where love, betrayal, and murder intertwine in ways more twisted than any crime thriller. Given everything you've heard, do you believe this was a calculated plot between Juliana and Brendan, or was it a series of tragic events that spiraled out of control? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for joining me on this gripping and twisted case. If you found this story compelling, please give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more true crime content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support means a lot. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.